Yeah. What is mine, that is yours. You can't hold my lamb. Yes, I own my land. Stacking this paper, you know that I get it up. I can't be broke again. Talking that shit, then that Glocky gon' hit it up. Headshot, soak his man. My chopper get hot, just like a pan. Got the headlights, just like a ram. I got 10 toes and I counted 10 fingers, so I do not need a helping hand. Monopoly crib, I'm moving again. Got your bitch on me, she grooving again. Let's cut them again, I just give them a reason to hate. So my niggas shooting again. My coupe, my roof, drop that shit again. She suck my dick, then she mopped up my friend. No, we do not wanna feel tooth again. When she let me go, I'm on the loose again. She on the molly, she tryna boot again. She ain't in mine, this girl is a lin. I prayed every time when I thought you sin. I write in my mind, I don't use a pen. She giving me time, my watch calls a lamb. Just give me more time, other watch calls a Benz. Look at Lil Uzi, he popping again. Them niggas, they switching, they hopping again. Look at them niggas, they hopping again. She giving that top and she slopping again. Look at this album, it's flopping again. Not taking a break, I'm not stopping again. Too much guap, bands, bellow, foreign, tan. She ignored that man, fucking with me, handstands. I can't lie, she got that good, but that girl, bad. I stay with her, back, make that girl dance. Let's go, yeah. What is mine, that is yours. You can't hold my lamb. Yes, I own my land. Stacking this paper, you know that I get it up. I can't be broke again. Talking that shit, then that Glocky gon' hit it up. Headshot, soak his man. Whoa. Spent 100,000 on a brand new point on Choga. Automatic guns got a motor. I can feel that shit in my shoulder. Brand new watch costs a quarter, and you know it's flooded in water. You know every day I'm getting older, but I'm young enough for your daughter. And you know my neck is flooded in boulders. Getting money, yeah, that's my quota. Even though Lil Uzi getting older, know I'm young enough for your daughter. Every time I'm in my mind, I focus. She give me hypnosis. Talking about the love can't hold it. Talking about the guap can't fold it. Talking about your mind, no, you don't own it. Yeah, just take your time and gotta decode it. Yeah, it's on my mind and they just know it. Yeah, fast pace all the time. Yeah, I can't so much. Yeah, bands, bellow, foreign, tan. She ignored that man, fucking with me, handstand. I can't lie, she got that good, but that girl, bad. I stay with her, back, make that girl dance. Let's go, yeah. What is mine, that is yours. You can't hold my lamb. Yes, I own my land. Stacking this paper, you know that I get it up. I can't be broke again. Talking that shit, then that Glocky gon' hit it up. Headshot, soak his man.
Today, we're going to talk about the New York Giants, honorable mentions for the upcoming college football playoffs, and let's cash another squad ride. This is Behind the Lines. Bro, you're doing trick shot home runs from, by the way, a former Ray who couldn't hit shit. Now the Orioles got him. Now he's fucking Barry Bonds. Doing trick shot home runs, Goots, and you can't even get within 10 games of 500, but you can do trick shot home runs. Never seen that before in my life. That's the most Orioles shit I've ever seen.
How is Aaron Judge, the face of the league, Captain America, hopping on a plane before the game even ends? That doesn't make sense when it rattles around in my brain. To be honest, that pisses me off.
Actually, no way. Unbelievable race bait. Was that a targeted attack? Why were there 20 people at once coming in?
Pretty good, you guys, not gonna lie.
I think I found somebody involved in baseball I hate more than Aaron Judge. This guy right here, this geezer, who thinks he's playing left field. Worse than a Disney adult. 4 straight years, Jovan. Look at this one. This one got overturned because he's diving over he almost fell on the field. What a loser. What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Tuesday, episode 745 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Jovan, presented by Bookit Sports. If you are not using Bookit Sports every single day, if you don't have that app downloaded on your phone, download it right now before you forget. Start using Bookit Sports, the best bet tracking app out there by far on the App Store or Google Play. We're up there hanging out with the CEO, the founders, and all the workers up there for Bookit up in New York this past weekend at Bookit at the Park. W Trip, W Company. Go check out Bookit on the App Store. Very blue collar, small biz mentality. I fucking love to see them growing every time we go up there. W App, W People. Check out the Bookit Sports app on the App Store or Google Play. We use it every single day. I track my bets on there. Jovan tracks his prize picks on there. So does the rest of the Bookit squads. Go check it out. Go check it out. We got the Curfew Life coming in resubbing, Jovan, getting the day started with a subby. Sure.
Wow, shout out Curfew. 33-monther.
Yeah, seasoned veteran. Seasoned veteran. Ooh, but wait, there's more. We got Miss Shrimpy coming in. 35 months of holding a fry and licking chops over Jovan's college football prop. Sure. Cannot wait. Cannot wait to tail Jovan's college football squares this season. Might be his most dialed sport.
Yeah,
dialed
some
category.
could say. Some could say.
Might be. W's, gents. Appreciate these subbies coming in before we even start the damn show. Sure. Couple things. Are we going to talk about Aaron Judge and how his swing is fucked and how he's never going to be the same?
Please talk about it, Krabs.
Let's talk about it. He looks different up there. He looks timid. He looks off. He's swinging at balls. He's taking strikes. He's not dropping that back shoulder, hitting nukes. He's hitting the ball on the ground. A lot of ground balls. He had one squeak through the hole yesterday. Of course he did. He's 6'7", so if he makes contact, the ball goes far, hits it hard. Hit a hard ground ball, got through the hole yesterday, but besides that, not very impressive. Not very impressive. I haven't seen Aaron Judge hit a home run or have an impressive hit since he's come back from his injury almost a week ago. Is he okay? Is he still hurt? Are they rushing him back because they need him? They're also going to miss the playoffs. I don't know. All I know as a baseball guy, he's not passing the eye test. Went on Trent's stream yesterday. I said the same thing. He said, whoa. What are you doing? I'm just speaking facts. He looks like shit at the plate.
You did kind of cash the go well, which is crazy. Crazy from you, Krabs.
You said it, not me.
No, you said it. What do you mean? You said it.
Well, I don't know if I want to double down and say it again, but it's starting to look like we got some life. Although we looked it up on Sweats last night, or I came in and chatted you gents, and it was very, very suspenseful when Trent was going on the website to see his projected home run number. Turns out it's still at 50, which I thought was crazy. He's still projected to go more than, although I also got him at 50 and a half.
Well,
Because
the
I locked it in as soon
ESPN
as it went up on the board. But
the ESPN projections are also just counting stats. So it's if he keeps the same pace, like it's just like dividing the number of home runs by games. It's not like, I'm sure I haven't looked at fan graphs and all that, but they actually like project based on the teams and what they think the matchups could be, and the fact that he's probably a little banged up still.
Do you mind checking those projections, the more accurate ones?
Yeah, I can do that.
You mind doing a little peep real quick while I shout out some goats in the chat? We got a hype train moving and grooving, folks. Feel free to climb aboard. Plenty of room. Chaco, how's camp going? I heard the boys had a scrimmage today. Heard the offense looks like shit down there in Ashburn. Can you confirm?
Okay.
Can you confirm? Not that it matters, but they look like shit. They look like shit. And yeah, Briggs picks are probably right. We're probably going to get a little league home run from Judge here tonight. It's using that short porch. 1 out of 30 ballparks. I've already seen it, but you know what? If that's the case, I'll tip cap. He is not seeing the Rockwell up there. He is not seeing the Rockwell. He's not. Hype train moving to grooving. Chaco, you are him. He says Yoshinobu back to Japan. Yeah. Jovan, you want to bitch about that here for a second? Unbelievable. Bottom of the 5th.
That was
Take
me.
your first 5 under.
And by the way, before we get there, I'm seeing 49.
Oh, are you?
For Judge on Fangraphs. Important one.
Oh, are you? Sure.
49. So you're going to be right there, Krabs.
I'm no mathematician, but that is less than 49 and a half. Is it not? Can you confirm?
That is less. It's less by half.
That is less, folks. That is less, folks.
But
wow.
Yeah, Yamamoto is just shout out Soriano for his shutout masterclass. But Yamamoto, bottom 5th, was just horrendous. Horrendous.
Yep. Hate to see it. I'd rather lose in the first inning and have, a Mitchell Parker type first inning, give up 10 runs, and, you lose your bet there. Losing in the bottom of the 5th for first 5. Oh, sucks. Sucks. Chad, did Goots clutch up yesterday? Did he call an early Dinger Tuesday play?
He did.
Is that true? Goots.
Belly bombs.
I'm him.
Goots, you're him.
And I'm pissed I didn't say Trevor Larnach as well, because I just dropped him for my fans team, and of course he was going to go yard after that.
Sure.
Should have said it, but I didn't.
Goots, are you sacking up and starting Aaron Getty today on the bump in your fantasy team or what?
Probably.
Need to know.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yep.
You might have to stand on business there. Okay.
Have to.
Wow, Goots, would you look at that? Trot's picks coming in with a 5-unit whale. Let's go, Trots.
That would be for Goots.
That might be for Goots. Cannot confirm or deny.
Might be.
Cannot confirm or deny.
Shout out Cody Bellinger.
Yep. Shout out Bellinger. Shout out Goots. Hell yeah. All right, let's do some recaps from yesterday really quick so we can get moving and grooving. Squad ride, W play. Jovan. Great fucking call, my dudes. Yes.
Andrew Heaney's just bad, man.
Yes.
Just really bad. Really, really bad. even fought through the super mega court that the Brewers got by the time we were probably 2 hours past stream.
Yeah.
Those goated.
Yeah. We got Trot's picks in the chat. Been feasting recently, boys. Thanks a bunch. Yes, there's been very minimal bitching in the chat, on the feeds, because plays are doing pretty well. Not 100%, but doing pretty well. We're heating up as we get closer to football. Could not ask for much more. Hope you guys are tailing responsibly and making some coins before the NFL and college football season. Okay? Can we talk about how Krabs is the Michaelis Whisper?
Yeah, might as well put up the Sharp Report recap while we're here. That was just Krabs. Krabs and Michaelis. I don't know how he does it. I really don't. And that wasn't even a square. Dolander was, which was just as good of a read.
Yeah,
that was one of the better Krabs plays we've had recently.
Thank you. Pretty blown. I faded your guy Pepioit. He had a very, very efficient shit start and made it worse that he gave up 4 runs, but probably could have faded him in any other square and at least had a chance to cash. It sucks that I picked that one, but that's on me. 4-1. We take that. Jovan 3-2 from you. Nothing to bitch about. We take that in a squad ride cash, most importantly. So all good.
Shout out the solo home run derby in Yankee Stadium.
Yep. Everybody but Judge. You did say it would be either Stanton or Judge, so you get a pass for Slurp and Judge. You did say it'd be Stanton or Judge, and Stanton hit a Stantonian blast. So great call.
Stantonian blast.
Great call.
Six solo home runs in that game. That's just over 9 piss.
What are the odds of a game having 6 solo shots and Aaron Judge not hitting one of them? Has to be
probably pretty low.
Yeah.
Probably pretty low.
The way he's swinging it right now, that probably should be minus money.
There is something that's.
I'm getting my licks in while I still can, Jovan, because I'm still hurt from that first half. I had to be Helen Keller mute in the first half of the season. The guy was hitting 400. I couldn't say shit. I'm getting it all out now, folks.
So
we got another 5-unit sub whale. Let's go, Jovan. Yes. Trots has 5 on it. He actually has 10 on it. He's got a 10-piece.
Yeah, he's got 10 on it now.
He's got 10 on it, folks. Take notes. Trots Picks is him. Trots Picks is getting on the hype train.
Trots is Bezos.
We're heading out of the station. Trots Picks, you are goated. I'm going to say this, and I probably shouldn't because it's going to jinx everything, but then we're going to move on to some football talk. My straight bets have been fucking dialed for the last month and a half.
So dialed.
Prize Pick squares, hit or miss, although more good than bad. The straight bets have been hitting, and they typically don't in the summers. So we're seeing the board well. We're cashing plays. We're cashing squad rides. Life is good. Let's keep moving and grooving. Knock on wood. Let's keep moving and grooving. Okay, whatever we're doing right now, let's keep doing it. You guys keep tailing responsibly. Let's keep cashing before we get football here in a couple weeks. Come on. All right, let's talk some football. I want to pick up the tempo and pace here because I want to spend more time on the slate today if possible. Why don't we move on and talk about the rat shits New York Giants?
Rat meat.
Does that work? Rat meat. 5.5 win total. You got Coach Dable with his back against the wall. Might get canned here if they don't do something. They got Russell Wilson playing QB early on. They got Jackson Dart balling out at camp. A lot of weird pieces to this team, a lot of new pieces. But I'm never going to fade a team that has, their back against the wall, especially with a coach who has his back against the wall and is probably going to get canned if they don't improve. So as a Commanders fan, as a fan of a team in this division, I'm not necessarily writing off the Giants. Do I think they make the playoffs? No. Do I think they have a winning record? No. Do I think they win the Super Bowl? Fuck no. But do I think they could be better than their 5.5 win total? I do think they could squeak over that. I would certainly lean that way because we know how the games go in the NFC East. And last year was kind of an anomaly. Last year, the NFC East took care of the Giants. Typically, that's not the case. Typically, the Giants play their best ball against the teams in their division. Trust me, I've seen it. I wish it wasn't the case, but it is. I mean, Daniel Jones had a job because of how he played against the Commanders for 4 years. Straight up. That's why he had a fucking job. Dable had his job as long as he did because of how he played against the Commanders. Straight up. That's facts. I'm expecting a little bit of a better season here from the Giants, but a little concerned with the QB sitch, right? If you have 2 QBs, you have 0, and who knows how long Russ is going to stay in there until they put in the rookie Jackson, and there'll certainly be some learning curve and some growing pains, I guess is a better way to put it. once they put him in there, but he certainly has some talents. He can rush as well. He looked great in the preseason game the other night, although you got to take that for a grain of salt. They've got some things that are working. Their D-line is always good. This year, they're even better. They had Abdul Carter, who's I'm honestly scared to face. He's probably really good. Their D-line looks very formidable. I'm not going to lie. The Giants, who have thrived off of having an above-average D-line since I've been born, they're doing it again. They're doing it again. And what that tells me is serious upset potential. They might not win 10 games, but they'll probably win a couple games they shouldn't. They'll probably lose a couple games they shouldn't against good O-lines. But this team could be sneaky. I'm not trying to make a habit out of fading the Giants in the Big 2-5. Jovan, what are your thoughts? What else am I missing? I mean, they have the best wide receiver in the NFL, but he's got a toe injury that he's been dealing with since college. Malik Neighbors. That sketches me out. He'll probably miss a game or two this season like he always does. And they add a couple other pieces to the defense as well, but not a ton of big names. So what am I missing here with the Giants, Jovan?
Well, I guess to give them a little bit of credit, I think that defense not only has added a lot of talent, I guess, over the past couple of years, but they're kind of a lot of guys that I believe in over the course of the next couple of years. Again, I don't know if this year is really the year for them to peak. A lot of them are still young and coming together in the system. Like Abdul Carter, obviously, you got to love that ad for that defensive line that was already pretty solid as is. Javon Holland coming in, I think, is a huge veteran ad for that secondary. Like, there's a lot of depth pieces across the defense that I really do like, and I do think that'll keep them in a lot of these games. You know what my concern, though, is, Krabs, with the Giants. And the offense fits Russell Wilson very, very well. Like, if you look up what Daboll's offense does and what Russell Wilson likes to do, I was looking through tweets this morning about, like, where they match up, I guess, scheme-wise, and it's almost an identical fit to a lot of the stuff that he did in Seattle, which is great, and even a lot of the stuff that he's been really good at Pittsburgh, but he loves to do it at this stage of his career, obviously with protection. He's one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL with a clean pocket last year with Pittsburgh, and you're not going to get that very much with this offensive line. So I worry if things start to go south pretty quickly, which when you talk about, I guess, what they start the season with, it's a gauntlet of really good secondaries and really good pass defenses. So I have a feeling like I would be so much more in on the Giants to eventually like make a run if I knew it was going to be Russ all year. And the fact that I have a feeling that they're going to start off pretty well, and in reality, it's probably not going to be Russ Wilson's fault that they're starting off like this. It's going to be the fact that their schedule is ridiculously hard and he's not going to have much of an offensive line in front of him. You're probably going to turn, I guess it'll be to Dart. Maybe it'll be to Jameis. We'll see what ends up happening. But I don't know. I'm kind of in on the fit with this offense. I just don't think Russ is going to have all the pieces and the schedule to succeed early on. So that really worries me for a potential for the Giants to kind of fall out towards the end of the year and do the same shit
You'd
again.
like their chances if they just said, you know what, we're going to stick with Russ this whole year. We'll start Jackson next year. We'll give Russ the whole season. And when they have an easier schedule towards the end of the season, you'd like them probably more for their win total over if you knew Russ was going to be in there the whole year.
Yeah, and it's not an anti-Dart thing necessarily, because I don't mind Dart. I don't think he's blowing me away. I'm not super in on him, not super out on him, but I feel like the Russ match with this offense and with what Dable wants to do is absolutely perfect. It's just when you open your season, I mean, with the Commanders, and then like you got to play the Eagles twice and the Chiefs and all of these really tough defenses where you know Russ is going to be getting sacked 5 times a game with really nobody other than Neighbors, and then like the sneak Wan'Dale Robinson to throw to in the flat. When that happens, it's not making me too confident.
Okay. I think this team will be good. That's it. 6 wins, maybe they sneak out 7. Depends on the QB. I think they'll have a couple weird upsets. They'll lose a couple games they probably shouldn't. It'll be a very up and down season for the Giants. Another just headache of a season for Giants fans. A couple chats I'm going to address here really quick before we move and groove to our best bets for the Giants this year. Achilles coming in with a resub. Achilles, you're goated. One of our best, biggest supporters. He's always in here. He's always, responding to the tweets. He's always resubbing. He says people forget the Giants would have beat the Commanders in their first matchup, but they lost their kicker after the kickoff. Yes, I was there at that game, the season opener last year. Graham Gano got hurt, so they tried to kick with the punter. It didn't work, so they went for 2 every play, and they ended up losing by 2 or 3, I think. And yeah, I had the Giants in that game, and I almost lost some friends. I thought I was going to get my ass kicked by my buddies because I faded the Commanders in week 1 of the season.
Yeah.
What if I told you I'm going to do it again?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Giants plus 6.5. Giants plus 6.5. They might not win, but they cover. Plus 6.5 is one of my favorite lines to bet in the NFL. I'm not saying the Commanders are going to stink this year. I'm not on the whole sophomore slump narrative. Do I think they might regress a hair? Sure. Do I think they might get out to a little bit of a slower start this season if they're a little fat, happy, complacent? Maybe. Is that going to last all season? Fuck no. We have JD5 as our QB. He's him. He's goated. He's taking us to the playoffs again. But it might be a little bit of a slower start, right? Terry not playing right off the rip, maybe. He might sit out. Who fucking knows at this point? If he doesn't, he's at least going to be a little rustier because he hasn't played all fucking preseason. Ridiculous. You got a team that scrimmaged today on offense, the starters. They didn't put up a single point. They got shut out. Jaden Daniels and co. got shut out 14-0 today in their scrimmage, which, again, it doesn't matter much. It's practice, but it's not ideal. I got a weird feeling that maybe we get upset here early in a game in the beginning of the season, kicks us into gear, little kick in the butt, and then you start to see the Commanders play their best towards the middle and the end of the season. But what I will not stand for is the chats of people saying, did you see the list of the 10 QBs the Commanders beat last year? Yeah, I did. But they left off every good quarterback they played. They left off Baker Mayfield. They left off Jalen Hurts. They left off Caleb Williams. They left off Jared Goff. They left off Joe Burrow. That list was fucking propaganda. But what I will say is maybe this team gets upset early. Maybe this team struggles and only wins by a field goal late in week 1. Maybe their luck runs out a hair in the Big 2-5. Not saying they're missing the playoffs, not saying it's a sophomore slump, but at this point, I'm a little bit concerned about week 1. And seeing that spread down from 7.5 to 6.5 after a week and a half of, preseason and practice tells me that the odds makers agree with me a little bit here. And plus 6.5s are extremely profitable wagers on the gridiron. They've been paying the bills for me for years. Nobody wants to bet plus 6.5s. Everybody wants to lay the minus 6.5 because simpletons see that and say, oh, this good team only has to win by a touchdown. See how that goes. Once you bet the minus 6.5, shit doesn't hit. Shit doesn't hit. Giants might not win this game, but they're going to cover it. They're going to keep it close. The Giants always play the Commanders well. Last year was the first time in my fucking lifetime I could remember that we swept the Giants. Daboll's coming for revenge. He's on the hot seat. His back's against the wall. I think they keep this game within 2 field goals.
Can certainly see that. Can absolutely see that.
Yep. A couple of YouTube chats real quick before you start diving into your sell job, which, by the way, love that play. We got Jamie in the YouTube saying Krabs shit talking the Yanks while sitting there cheering for the Moose Shit Nats. Remind me, Jamie, when's the last time the Yankees won a World Series compared to the Nats? 2019, kiss it. He also says dinner with Judge or 100K. 100K. I'd take a K over dinner with Judge. Why would I want to meet with a loser who bats 180 in the playoffs? What am I going to learn from him? Nothing. Learn how to fucking shit down leg when the lights are bright? No. I'd take no money over dinner with Judge. Jovan, cannot wait to hear the sell job. You're big on Tyron Tracy. Sure.
I am. And that's only grown over the past week or so when the Scatterbo hamstring injury news has become more and more prevalent. But regardless of that, I was, I guess, not a big seller. I guess that's not the way to put it, but I'm not quite buying the immediate Cam Scatterbo hype. Great player, and I think he'll be a huge in the pass game for him, and that'll help, I guess, certainly as fantasy or dynasty value, whatever, if they're trailing in some games. But realistically, I think they need a bona fide established guy who's already been in this offense to make things happen behind that offensive line. And people forget Tyrone Tracy, when you have a lot of these, I guess, rookie running backs that come in and people love to buy them, and usually I'll like buy in. I can't think of an example off the top of my head. I guess like Bucky Irving could be one of them, where Rachaad White simply got the job because there was nobody else there and he wasn't really that good to begin with. Tyrone Tracy, they brought in Devin Singletary to be a guy that they thought would be the veteran that would take a bulk load of the carries. Tyrone Tracy won that job. Like, he didn't just have it fall in his lap. It wasn't something that was
night and day.
Yeah, give it to him. It was a night and day difference, especially with what he did behind a really bad offensive line. And he had 5 touchdowns last year, and a lot of those came bunched within the same weeks after he started to finally find his stride. I think you're going to need that, especially if the Scatterbo injury tends to linger throughout, I guess, the beginning of the season, even though, like, in a perfect world, you look at the schedule and you probably think a lot of them are coming in the second half of the year for Tyrone because it's a much easier schedule. But I think this is something that you can get regardless. And I do think the addition of Russ, I guess, expanding the field with the deep ball is something that they sorely lacked last year, and that'll help the run game as well, and that'll take a little bit of pressure off the offensive line. So I do think you're in store for a couple of really explosive Tyrone Tracy runs that can go for touchdowns over the course of this year, just like you saw last year. But I'm in on Tyron Tracy, and I think he's going to have a much bigger year than people expect. So he's a guy that I'm definitely targeting late in fantasy drafts. And I think he's getting you 4 rushing touchdowns. He'll definitely be a factor in the pass game as well. So if they have a combo square out for that eventually, wouldn't hate that pivot either. But I think he's getting 4 grabs. I think everybody's really too quick to sell on him, especially with this injury looming.
I think people aren't even hip to him. I think people just don't think about a Giants running back. They look at that team last year, and they probably can't even name Tyron Tracy on the fucking team. They think of Devin Singletary, and that's probably it. They probably
I don't know if they think of anybody
on that
I think
team
they just
Saquon Barkley.
I think they just know they, I guess, drafted Scatabo, and they think he's the guy immediately.
Sure. He's already hurt. If you watched any Giants games last year and watched Singletary in the backfield compared to Tyron Tracy, it was like watching a guy who was 60 years old with cement in his cleats compared to a guy who had rocket ships in his feet. And the rocket ships guy, Tyron Tracy. He looked young. He looked invigorated. He looked healthy. He looked good. He looked much better than Singletary, who's at the end of his career. Let's just be real here. Singletary's not doing shit this season besides providing depth. It's Tyron Tracy's job. Maybe they'll use Scatabo a little bit, right? But he's already hurt. Not a great start. I love this play from you. W play. We got Lapine Skins coming in, dropping a resub. He's back, folks. He's back. We got Lapine Skins up and moving. Sure. Zay picks. Yeah, that's usually how it goes, man. People don't even know who the fuck Tracy is because he's on the Giants. I don't blame them if they're not, doing this for a living. If there's one running back to forget, it's probably whoever's in the fucking Giants backfield. They were quail shit last year. Terrible. Well, they're about to learn this year. Mr. Tyron Tracy. He's him. YouTube chat, I got you guys up as well. Let me hear you scream. What's up, boys? Good to see you guys. We got Trot's picks coming back in, giving a subby, and then dropping another 5-unit whale.
Trots is just showing so much heart today.
Let me crunch the numbers. Carry the 2, drop the 6. That's 16 subs.
Trots
16 subs from Trots. Are you kidding me?
He is POD, man.
Trots, man. What are you on today, bro? You're dialed. Absolutely dialed. 16 subbies from Trots picks coming in hot. And we're not even 30 minutes into the show.
Trent's shaking.
Yeah, Trent's not even watching the show. He's probably just watching breaks.
Yeah, he's doing something.
Let's be real here. We got Nathan Bieri getting involved. Yo. Is that supposed to be in the right field guy in the Yankee Stadium call? Yo. Aaron Judge. Did you guys see the video of the Boom kid and his whole family out there standing next to that guy? I almost went blind watching that video. Did you not see that, Jovan?
I didn't see that.
The day we were there, the Boom kid, his whole family, standing right next to the fucking guy with the glasses who goes, Yo. Aaron Judge. The Boom kid. Boom kid, Boom fan. And the Yankee fan, the Bleacher Creatures. Unbelievable. I almost went fucking blind watching that video. The ultimate brain rot. Oh, can't make it up. No wonder why Judge hasn't hit a home run in 2 weeks. I might have something to do with it. I might. Put some respect on Big Justice, dude. Big Justice is funny. But him next to the Bleacher Creatures with a full fan doing the roll call, I'm out. I'm in on Big Justice. I'm out on him and the fan being at the roll call. I want to make that perfectly clear. Out. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. Can we talk about some college football action here?
Certainly.
Let's talk about some college football action. I want to talk about the Gamecocks. Talked about them a little bit yesterday, talking about how the Hokies are going to beat them outright in week 1 in Atlanta, down to plus 7.5. It's going to be tough for them to win more than 7.5 games. Also, Jovan, keeping it simple here. The way people are talking about the Gamecocks, their preseason AP ranked 13. They were all over the SEC doc on Netflix, getting slurped. Beamer doing a great job last year. 2 really close games away from like a double-digit win season last year out of nowhere. Very impressive year.
Yeah.
Fun, young QB. Lenora Sellers, he's him, right? If that's the case, Little head scratcher here. If that's the case, if this is the next big thing in the SEC, Jovan, the most hyped up team in college football heading into the 2025 season, they are. They are. Why the fuck is their win total at 7.5? 7.5. I know they're in the SEC, but come on. They got a couple cakewalks to start the season. They play the Hokies. They play a couple other quail shit teams. And they get into conference play. But if they're supposed to be the 13th best team in college football, don't you think 8 wins is a lock? The 13th ranked team in football wins 8 games. Probably 9. As Trots Picks comes in and gives out 5 more subbies. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? He is busting. He said, wait a minute, boys. They just came through late. Let's fucking go.
Let's go, dude.
Let's fucking go. That is 21 subs from Trots Picks today. Will Trent get 21 subs on the entire Surge stream today? Plus 500.
No shot.
Plus 500.
No shot.
Trots Picks, let's fucking go, dude. Somebody's been tailing the plays.
Goat.
Somebody's been tailing the sharp report. Somebody's been tailing the squad rides. We need 1K subbies by today, or else y'all don't want it. Oh, Trent's caring today, folks. Good. Let's fucking go. Come on, Trent. Trent, remember when you had 3,500 subs and then you just took off for 2 weeks?
Yeah, it was crazy.
I do.
Really crazy.
I do. Let's get back up there. Fuck the 1K goal. Let's get up back to 3K. Come on now. We can run that puppy up. We got Trip MLB getting involved, resubbing with Prime. Let's go, Trip.
Let's go, Trip.
Let's go, Trip.
You're him.
We fucking moved, and I went on 5 trips. Excuses. 2 words. Excuses. Excuses. I'm tired of hearing them. I'm tired of excuses. Lock the fuck in. Let's have a week. Jovan, I'm not seeing it with the Cox. Lenore Sellers is goated. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a good young player. Really do. But is this team going to be as good as people are acting? People are acting like this is a 10-win guaranteed squad, ranked 13 preseason. Give me a fucking break. Their win total's at 7.5. Embarrassing. They're plus 520 to make the playoffs. And this is everybody's fucking sleeper pick of the decade. This is the Hokies of last year, is South Carolina. And I'm not buying it. I think they start out the season with a loss. And it's all downhill from there. Similar to Florida State's demise a couple years ago. I think it'll look much like that. I think this team stinks it up. I don't know if they make a bowl game. I'm fading Shane Beamer. And my best bet for the Gamecocks here is their win total under. I wish there was something else I could take. I don't have this season-long category up for college football anymore right now. Kind of quail shit. Wanted to maybe fade Lenore Sellers, but I can't. Instead, I'll just take a juicy under on their win total. Under 7.5 wins. I'm just not seeing it, boys. They have a hard schedule. Let's go through it briefly. Starts out with the Hokies. I have that as a loss. Sorry, I do. If I'm wrong, I'll eat my words. I'll shut up. But until then, I'm not. That's a loss. They play South Carolina State. If they don't win that game, they got some problems. That's a win. They play Vanderbilt. That's kind of a tough game. 2 stud QBs. Diago Pavia comes into town. I'll give them a win. Only one more team I want to fade more than South Carolina this year. I think it's Vanderbilt. We'll talk about them here in a couple of days, probably. That's a win. I'll give them 2-1. They play at Missouri. And then they play Kentucky at home. They lose one of those 2 games. 3-2. That's 3 wins. They play at LSU. That's a loss. They play Oklahoma at home. That could be a loss, but I'll give them a win. That's 4 wins. And they play Bama at home. That's a loss. They play at Ole Miss. That's a loss. They play at Texas A&M. That's a loss. And they close out the season with Coastal Carolina. That's a win. That's their 5th win. And then they play Clemson at home. That's a fucking loss. That is 5 wins on the trendiest team in college football schedule. That's 5 wins. Take it alt line if your book has it for the under win total here. I couldn't find it. That's why I'm laying the juicy under 7.5. They didn't win in 6 games. 5 is being generous. I'm just not seeing it with the Gamecocks after 1 decent year. I'm not buying in, Jovan. Can't do it.
Not buying in.
Can't
I'm
do
with
it.
you. I don't know if I'm with you in the fact that the floor is that low, but I'm with you that I think they're getting slurped for, I don't know, maybe people just like the Anthony Richardson / Jalen Milroe archetype quarterbacks.
I get the Lenore Sellers hype. He's kind of cool and good.
He's fun. He's fun.
I get that. He's the coolest player to play with in college football. He can run. He's got Lamar vibes, AR-15 vibes. I get it. But the rest of the squad, come on, man. Let's not forget, 2 years ago, South Carolina fans, they wanted Shane Beamer's head on a fucking stick. They wanted him gone. They did. I got a lot of buddies who went down there. They hated his guts. This team stunk it up for the first 2 years he was there. They have one decent year and everybody's buying in like they're going to the fucking playoffs. I'm not seeing it. I am not seeing it. If this team was really a darling, if this team was really a sleeper, their win total wouldn't be at 7.5, and they wouldn't be plus 520 to make the college football playoffs. Give me a break. Give me a break. Any other thoughts, Jovan, on the Gamecocks?
Yeah, not too many thoughts. I would feel a little differently about them if the defense was still intact from last year, but took a pretty massive hit that nobody seems to really want to talk about or act like it has any sort of value just because Lenore Sellers is cool. But we'll see how that pans out this year.
He is cool. Land Juice could not find an alt line. If you guys can find an alt line, take the under 6.5 because they ain't even winning 6. I think they're winning 5. Take an alt line if you can. I couldn't find one, so I will lay some juice here on the win total, unfortunately. Under 7.5 wins, the most widely available line for the season-long win total for the Gamecocks.
Might as well stick VTML instead of an alt line.
Sure.
So probably going to need that to do it.
Down from plus 10.5 to plus 7.5.
Yeah.
Kyron Drones at QB. What does that mean? What does that spell?
Potential drone strike?
That spells drone strike inbound. I would want to be in Atlanta that weekend. Watch out. Stay safe, folks. Could be a drone strike. All right, let's move on to Jovan's honorable mention for the college football playoffs. I wonder if he's going to keep up this trend of talking about teams that are very trendy and everybody likes and taking their under win total. Let's find out.
Maybe I will. Very popular team in Oklahoma, rightfully so. Another quarterback that is super exciting and fun. Sade Whiteman also coming in with a 5er.
He's got 5 on it.
Going band for band with Trots.
Let's go,
Sade. Goats.
Let's go, Sade. Come on. Every day Sade comes in here and gives out 5 subbies.
Every single
day.
Comes and busts.
Every single day, dude. It's crazy. Every day. For a month.
Go, dude.
Chad, be more like Sade. Take notes. Sade's over there cashing. He's tailing the plays. He's making his coins back from the subbies. And again, like I said yesterday, real quick, Jovan, make sure you're using your free Amazon Prime subby, or else it's going to waste. You get one free one every month. If you're not subbed up right now, go to your Amazon Prime account, cash in the Twitch subby for free. Could not be easier. Could not be freer. Make sure you cash that puppy in. Jovan.
Be huge.
Boomer sooner. Talk to me.
Maybe, maybe not. I'll just say it flat out like this. I'm not a John Mateer guy. I've watched him at Washington State a lot last year, of course, but not only is the competition very different, and not just the fact that you're playing really bad teams out there in the Mountain West, but you also played a lot of very bad pass rushes with a lot of really bad secondaries behind them. So when you have a guy like John Mateer, who's a very high risk, high reward quarterback, anytime he faced pressure, he looked really bad. And I would encourage anybody, whether you're in or out on Mateer, but especially the people that are in on Mateer, go watch the Boise State game and how he looked in that, because you see 327 yards on the surface, but he was god-awful the entirety of that game. I remember we talked about that game for a while that week. God-awful the second he got pressure under him. He especially wanted to use his legs so many different times. There were no lanes open, and he kind of just blew up after that, had nowhere to go with the ball. He looked awful. And that was the one time he played a half-decent defense the entirety of the season, really. The only time he played a team that was slightly, I guess, around the same level was Texas Tech last year, who was a decent team, just not a great defense. Boise State tore his ass to shreds, especially when it mattered. All of his yards and touchdowns came in garbage time after they were getting mucked the entire first 3 quarters of the game. So coming into this season, where I guess a lot of the story is not just the fact that he's coming over for Oklahoma, but also the fact that last year, Oklahoma, as bad as they were, offensively, they were super unlucky. They had no wide receivers for the entirety of the season. The run game wasn't great either. The offensive line was moose shit. It was a lot of bad luck for them. That made a bad season look even worse than it really was. The defense took a step up, though. But I'm just not seeing it with Mateer, but also this offense. I love Jaden Knott. I love that you're going to have some receivers come back in there, and you shouldn't hopefully have a as lucky or as unlucky of a season injury wise, but I still don't think the offensive line is that great. And for a guy like Mateer, you need him to have a clean pocket because he looks damn good when you have it. But anytime there's pressure, again, he's been one of the worst quarterbacks, and now like all of the Power 4 qualified quarterbacks. So it's a very different system. This isn't the old Oklahoma system that you saw Baker Mayfield and all these quarterbacks like Caleb Williams run. It's a little different. And I think Mateer is more of a quarterback that fits that style with those weapons than the current one they have. So I'm a little worried, Krabs, especially when not only on the offense, you have so many different moving pieces, but on the defense too. I think what people undersell about this team also, just like with South Carolina, it's very important to have a, I guess, veteran linebacker who kind of calls the defense, especially in this Venables defense. Danny Stutzman was great at that for years now. He was the rock of that defense, one of the best linebackers in all of college football. He's gone. So not only is there that massive hole to replace in the defense, but that trickles down to the whole rest of the defense, which realistically, there's not the largest pool of talent there. So I'm not too impressed with this Oklahoma team, especially when I talk about this all the time when I'm talking about these new schools going into new environments with big conference moves. You see the schedule, Krabs?
It's not easy, man.
No. And obviously preseason rankings are going to change in all likelihood, but as it stands right now, you're getting 7 top 25 teams for them. And some of those environments, they got to go on the road at South Carolina, which we were just talking about. I don't think South Carolina is going to be all that, but in a game where I think these two teams are on a relatively same playing field and you're going to South Carolina the week after Red River, it's a tough spot. You still got to go to Alabama. You still got to go to Tennessee. And your bye week's in between those games, which I don't think helps you at all for Oklahoma. Maybe get some rest, sure, but having your Bama game before bye week, I don't think matters because you're losing that game anyway. You got to play Michigan in non-conference. Granted, that's at home, but we'll see how that plays out. You still have the Texas game in Red River neutral field. Still got to play Ole Miss, who I'm a lot higher on than a lot of other people are. Last game of the season, you still go play LSU, even though that game's at home. The schedule is tough, especially if Mateer isn't at a Heisman level, which is what I think he has to be for this Oklahoma team to be as good as everybody thinks they are. So for my best bet, I also went with their under 7.5 wins, which, again, if you're looking at the schedule, like Illinois, their non-con games outside of Michigan, Illinois State, Temple, Kent State, think those are pretty guaranteed wins unless some crazy shit happens. The easiest game on their schedule right now looks like at home against Auburn in the SEC, which, again, I'm not terribly high on Auburn, especially in a Jackson Arnold kind of revenge game, but that looks like their easiest game. That or Missouri, I guess you could make an argument, by far. So, again, like I think Mateer has to play at a Heisman level to have this offense, I guess, carry what I think some of the defense lost, but also just be good against the level of pressure you're going to see in the SEC from a lot of these really good defenses. So if you're not there, I feel like this could be another like Miami situation where it's better team from last year, but you're not going to see it because the schedule doesn't reflect the opportunity that they'll get to do that.
We got an Oklahoma fan in the YouTube getting in fights in the chat. Wouldn't expect anything less. Trying to back his school.
Okay.
Like Hobart says he locked it in early at 6.5. Hey, maybe you can both hit. Maybe they win 7 games. Wouldn't mind that. Wouldn't mind that. Okay. We had Trot's Picks asking the right questions in the chat. Trent's begging for 50 more subs to get to Iraq. Trot's Picks is saying, is there something on the line? Is it just something you guys want? What are we willing to risk here for 50 more subs today? Anything? Maybe Trent buys into a break? What's up,
no,
Fantasy?
geez. Don't make him do that. He said he was done.
You're right. He's being
good. I want to hold him to that as long as possible, which is realistically probably like one day.
If we get 50 more subs, I'll do a Prize Picks giveaway.
Wow.
Prize Picks coin giveaway.
And there's
Fat break for 50 subs, and there it is. Okay.
DJ like that.
Sorry, Jovan.
Might put him to go.
My fault. All right. If we get 50 more subs, holy shit, and there's 10.
There's 10 from Sage.
There's 10, folks. You heard it from Trent. Trent's stepping up to the plate. I will say he's been dialed in this week. And last week he was dialed in. I'll tip Cap when Cap tip is due.
Yeah.
He's been dialed. Okay. Trent will do a fat break. Whatever that means. We'll do a fat break if we get 41 more subs. What's a fat break? I think fat is describing the amount, and break would be, buying into one of those card things where you pick a fucking random team and maybe they pull your team's card. They probably don't, though.
It'd be so fat, dude.
Either way, it's fun to watch. Get involved. 40 more subs. Sade Whiteman, you are goated. You've done your job. Sade Whiteman coming in here giving out 15 subbies today. We got Trot's Picks giving out 20 subbies today.
Subs to watch him pull Will Warren.
Literally. Oh,
His chest. No, he's timing out howitzers.
Real quick, can we talk about the Venmo sitch going on here? Because I'm assuming there's not. I'm assuming you're not bringing up this Oklahoma team to talk about them for no reason today. I'm assuming you're bringing them up because this is the talk of the town right now, Jovan.
Yeah.
Is this kid this stupid?
I doubt it. I would doubt it.
So what do you think it is then? You think it's fake? Cropped?
Yeah, I think it's fake, dude.
Okay.
I mean, if John Mateer is actually gambling and that's stupid to put sports gambling in parentheses, the exact game that he's talking about, then I wouldn't even know what to say.
Right? Like, that's not a guy you want to play in QB anyways, if it's true.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe it's a blessing in disguise.
But he ain't that dumb, dude.
I'd be surprised. I feel like it'd be so easy probably to edit because it's not like there's any colors going on.
You don't even have to edit it. You could just do this and change your name.
You just go on Snapchat and
I could physically make this Venmo. I could change my profile picture and change my name and have that same exact thing be up there.
Huh.
In a second.
Huh. That's another good angle to think about. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody changed their name for the memes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big Baller coming in with 5.
Yeah, we got 5 on it here from Big Baller. Big Baller wants to see a fat break. Big Baller wants to get involved. I think I'm with you. I think if I had to guess, I'd say it's probably not real. But if it is, maybe it's a blessing in disguise for Oklahoma because you don't want a kid that dumb under center. I'll say it.
Yeah, it's I will doubt
He's denying it. He's saying he's never bet in his life, which we all know isn't true. But he's at least saying those Venmos were not true.
Yeah, if those are real, I'd be stunned. Especially because like the new, I guess, funny thing to do on Twitter is just make up random shit about quarterbacks because we've been through the same ringer of.
Sure.
I guess it's a new quarterback every week. Like last week, it was fucking Josh Hoover for whatever reason. Before that, it was Arch. Before that, it was Klubnik. Before that, it was Sellers. It's a rotation of Twitter bullshit.
Yeah. This probably isn't true. How about another 5-unit sub whale there from Trot's Picks?
Wow. Trotz is just.
Trotz wants it, and he wants it bad.
He wants it so
He wants
bad.
it, and he wants it now. And he wants it bad. He wants it bad, folks. Wow.
Trotz and Sade literally band for band.
We haven't seen this in a while, folks. It's been a while. Dog days of summer. Good old-fashioned sub off. One of the oldest tricks in the book. You're witnessing greatness here, folks.
Greatness.
You're witnessing greatness here, folks.
Rams Chiefs Monday night.
Trot's Picks, Big Baller. You guys are fucking goated. Sade Whiteman, you're fucking him. Trip MLB, you're goated. Lapine Skins. Can't forget about Lapine Skins.
Can't forget about Lapine Skins.
Cannot forget about him. Cannot. How many subs away are we? I can check. And real quick, while you're bringing up, we could pivot here to the Sharp Report if you want to flash the plays, Gootsy. I think we are 31 subs away now. I'm seeing 969 subs. 31 subs away. I think that math is correct. And yeah, feast your eyes. Here's the Sharp Report plays. You were talking about, were we just talking about fantasy football punishments? What were we just talking about before this? We're talking about the furry stuff from Josh Hoover. And I want to bring up these fantasy football punishments. Yeah. So since that happens, my buddy is now putting that in for our fantasy football punishment wheel that we do every year, where everybody submits a punishment and we spin the wheel every week as we get another fucking 5 subbies from Cubbies WC and another 5 subbies from Big Baller. Are you fucking kidding me?
Shout out
to
Goats.
Smokes.
Surge would never, man.
We got a sub off, folks. Wow. Get us to a rackaroon, please. But yeah, that Josh Hoover furry convention fake pick prompted my buddy to say, all right, his punishment that he's submitting is you have to go to one of those conventions and take a selfie.
Oh boy.
And take a selfie. So let's hope to God that does not happen. Let's hope to God I don't come in last. Somebody get Geek Goot a goddamn sub. What are we doing? Geek Goot. First off, Geek Goot, how have you not grown up and subbed yourself? Second off, somebody help my man out, Geek Goot, with a sub. Swear Krabs says he is never betting the Braves again. I haven't bet the Braves in months. Oh my God, Lapine skins from half court. Bang! Bang!
From deep. Oh my,
Sade,
another tenner.
Let's go, Sade. Let's go, Sade. Come on.
Get them all out for Surge Stream, fellas. Get them all out.
I don't know why I think that's so funny. Should be supporting the Surge Stream, but oh man, Sade is hot from 3, folks. Another 10-unit whale from Sade.
Literally scorching.
Holy smokes.
Scorching.
The punishment I submitted was you have to go to a Savannah Bananas game, buy a jersey.
Oh my God.
Sit front row, pay a lot of money to sit front row by yourself, and take an Instagram story with the field in the background of you and your Bananas jersey with the text banana ball with a banana emoji.
Nah.
That's a pretty bad punishment.
That's probably up there for nightmare punishments for me.
That's a bad punishment.
That's up there.
Got a weird feeling about that one. That one might win the wheel. We got Pip coming in, dropping 5. Pip. Ray.
Fucking.
Come on, Pip. Have a day, kids. Pip is so back. So back.
Pip
you know who else is back, Jovan?
Who's back?
Jansen Junk and the Marlins.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect segue here. Tempo and pace needs to be crispy.
Okay.
Needs to be crispy because we're fucking around a lot today. And we're getting a lot of sub banks.
Okay.
2 things that are okay. 2 things that are okay in the dog days of summer. But we got to pick up the tempo. We got to pick up the pace. Miami first 5 plus a half. Jansen Junk's got that weird on run square up there on Prize Picks. I want to lean into that. His opponent, Logan Allen, also has a weird, not as weird, but a weird earn run square the other way where it's pretty red. So I want to lean into that as well. I don't want to involve the bullpens in this game at all. I know the Fish have been struggling of late, but I do think they can at least keep this game tight. And what I'm expecting to be a pretty high-scoring game, I think mainly from the Miami bats. I think this game might get out of hand a little bit early here for Logan Allen, who's coming off of one of his best starts of his season, giving up 1 run in his last start. I'm going to fade him after that. I don't think Logan Allen's very good. Respectfully, I think Miami gets to the lefty today. I think Jansen Junk, after 4 quail shit starts in a row, he doesn't need to be perfect today. But looking at that square, their own run square on Prize Picks, it's very green. Got a pretty good feeling he pitches pretty decent. Maybe gives up 2. Games 2-2, 2-3, 2-4. Miami wins through 5. Next thing you know, we're rich. Miami first 5 plus a half, minus 125, minus 130 on the juice. Nothing crazy here. And I'll take my chances laying a little bit of juice there with the plus a half. This is the Marlins we're talking about here.
Yeah, understandably so.
What do you got? Let's swing it around here. I want to see your first straight bet of the day today. Sure.
Tigers team total. A little bit of a shot in the dark because, I don't know exactly what the plan is. I'm essentially guessing because the White Sox yesterday had that bullpen game that you're talking about with Pugero, and then they followed it with Tyler Alexander and Isert. So, Tyler Alexander is their big, I guess, long relief guy. They can use Gilbert in a similar role if they really want to. But today, I'm going to guess that they're going back to Mike Vassell, who just pitched a longer outing. He threw 60 pitches on Friday. He's the only semi-long relief guy they have today. So they're kind of going back-to-back bullpen games. And yesterday, the Tigers didn't do well at all against that bullpen game. And a lot of it was because they could match up pretty well at the top of the lineup by putting, Alexander out there, and they matched up well with the lefties too. Come the end of the game, against Riley Green when Trent was sweating his home run, you matched up perfectly all the way throughout the lineup. You don't have that same flexibility today. Vassell's actually been solid, and the White Sox bullpen as a whole is not as bad as you think. But Vassell has had his struggles against lefties, and I think he'll continue to do that. And once you get to the back end of this bullpen, because a couple guys won't be available today, I don't think you're going to have the same luxury as yesterday. So I think the Tigers are going to break open one of these games really bad in this series, and I think this has the potential to be one.
Okay. I'm in. Back at some runs here from the Tigers, a team that we need to see get going here before the postseason. Let's hope they can put up a couple, 5 or more, preferably in their game today. You were dialed with the team total yesterday. Let's stay dialed today.
Yeah.
All right.
Fuck the Brewers, by the way. I had
Okay.
ended up taking, once again, highest scoring team, and they're fucking around for the last couple innings. So
Yep.
I won like bagels because there are like 6 teams that had 7 runs, which was the highest scoring on the day. And they were one of them. So I guess
The old dead heat rule. One of the
yeah,
oldest tricks
way
in the
too
book.
much dead heat. Way too much. But I'm going to try it again with the Tigers today.
We got Jaso coming in. Let's have a day. Jaso, you're fucking goated, my man. You're goated, coming in, resubbing. We have the link pinned. I did not know this was a command. W's. We have the link pinned in the Twitch. If you want to sub for free, click on that link that's pinned in the Twitch. Next thing you know, you can cash in a free sub. You get 1 per month. Do not let those squeak. Do not let those squeak. And B-Bet's coming in as well. Dropping another subby. Let's fucking go, boys. Let's have a day. Yes, sir, B-Bets. Why not us? 2 words. Why not us?
Why not?
Okay. We have officially hit 1,000 subbies. Let's fucking go. Clap it up real quick for that. W's. Our goal has been achieved in only a matter of minutes. Only a matter of minutes. W chat, you guys are fucking goated. We appreciate you. Let's keep cashing. Let's keep our head dialed in, blinders on, and let's keep cashing plays. It's that simple. Swing it around for me, Gucci. We'll come back to your Ratchetos and Rad's Ratchet Pirates. For now, let me talk about the Ratchet Braves. I know I've said we should put the Braves in timeouts. Simply cannot resist today. I'm only a man. I'm only a man. And it's been legitimately months. I went back and looked. I haven't bet on this team in over a month and a half. I've been really good with the Braves, keeping them in timeout. But today I'm breaking them out, Jovan. I simply cannot resist. I'm backing Spencer Strider and the Braves, who sneakily are playing decent ball right now. They just took 4 of 5. Yes, 4 of 5 from the Marlins in some weird 5-game series. Probably had to do with some rain. They just won 4 of their last 5 games against a pretty hot Miami team. The Braves are looking pretty good, pretty hilarious. They're waiting to this point to play some decent ball when they're pretty much mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. And the Mets, Jovan, the Mets are playing so bad, your Reds are back in contention to make the playoffs. The Mets have lost 5+ games in a row.
Yeah.
Besides Soto, that team is not doing squats. As we get a first-time chatter coming in from Robert 18. Robert 18, you're goated.
Go, Robert.
Goated. Appreciate you, Beast. Guys, I simply cannot resist today. What have I told you all season in baseball that's worked? Do not fade streaks. Although Jovan probably has a word about that. He's much better at picking than I am, and he had good success, in recent weeks doing that. And we'll talk about that here in a moment. But for me, at least, I can't fade streaks. And right now, the Mets are on a crazy losing streak. I want to lean into that. I think the Braves steal another one. This game means something for the Braves. And they don't have a lot of games that mean anything left. But they're playing a rival. They could play spoiler a little bit here and hope to knock them out of the playoffs. And maybe Strider goes out there and shoves. Looking at his prize pick squares, it seems like he's going to have a pretty damn good start. And he has been bad of late. He showed some signs of life a month or so ago, but since then, he has been atrocious. He's coming off of one of his worst starts in years in that last outing. And they've got a crazy hits allowed square we're going to talk about in a moment. So they've got a crazy earned run square. His fantasy score is high. I think he goes out there and shoves. And the Mets bats, besides Soto, are silent as a fucking church mouse. They're not doing shit. That's not changing today. I'm leaning into them struggling, fading the Mets, and I'm backing the Braves for the first time in 2 months.
Sure.
Okay?
Can't really say much.
Wow, we got Steak coming in resubbing. Let's go, Steak.
Steak.
Steak, good to meet you up there in New York, my man. You were as advertised. It was good talking with you, and and taking some nasty bets and making some jokes. And thank you for the green tea shot. I certainly did not need it on Saturday, but I appreciate it. You're fucking him. Good meeting you. Good hanging out with DeGen and seeing all the boys up there. MJ, Ron. We had a whole squad up there. Money talks. Yeah. Great weekend. Great weekend. All right, let's move. Let's groove. Jovan, you got another straight bet here for the peeps, and it's Goots' house.
Yeah, Goots and Rav on the sharp report. I really didn't want to overcomplicate it because I wanted to take both of them in some form. Obviously, you're fading a streak on both sides, and they're both underdogs. So I just want to say at least one of them's ending today, but hopefully we get 2. The Orioles, though, is the one that is going out on much more of a limb because they're the bigger dog here, of course. I see Swoller Bibbitch in chat saying they're going to get the shit blown out of them. The Mariners are minus 170, so have fun with that. They should. But George Kirby has been great as of late, and so have the Mariners, obviously, Krabs. You know what's helped the Mariners on this little streak that they've had? Their last home game, or the last road game, was before the trade deadline. They've been at home for 2 weeks, Krabs. So now they're finally going on the road, and they're going to Baltimore, which is, I mean, anything for the most part is more hitter-friendly than Seattle, but especially for all of their pitchers that always have great home splits, rightfully so. George Kirby, as good as he's been, he's still got just about a 5 ERA on the road. And you're facing an Orioles team now that certainly doesn't blow you away with this lineup. But if you even look back to recently and before when the lineup's been a little different, they do well against these pitchers that pound the zone a lot. And they do that with a lot of loud contact. And again, like, not just speaking back when the lineup was much different. You had like Laureano and Mullins in the lineup, like with the Hunter Green start that he got absolutely demolished in that start. But even like recently too, they've had their big outings against guys like this. And Kirby's starting to throw a few less strikes over the last couple starts, which is honestly like probably why he's been a little better. But he still pounds the fastball a lot. And he's already seen them, and that was the exact strategy that he had then. I think the Orioles are going to make his life a lot tougher than people think today because he's been superhuman as of late. And the strikeout matchup is certainly there, which is why he's been on Twitter a billion times. But you got to still remember this guy's on the road where he struggled all year, and he's facing a lineup that you know is going to be super aggressive on him, not because most of them at the least have seen him already once, but that's how they face. He's like over aggressive fastball pitchers, I guess you can call it, which Kirby is. So I think they're going to tap him up today. And then Dean Kramer, you know what his arsenal reminds me of a lot, Krabs, in this matchup?
Nolan Ryan.
Not Nolan Ryan, but reminds me of known all-star Shane Smith, who minus the one nuke absolutely dealt against the Mariners when we took that first 5 under, because he throws a lot of fastball splitter, and he throws a lot of fastball splitter. So like the slider curve, which a lot of I guess their numbers aren't great against the up and down that Mariners lineup, but that was the big issue for Shane Smith. So like fastball and anything going straight down, whether it's a splitter, whether it's a changeup, it seemed to work against this Mariners lineup a lot, especially want to attack it when they're on the road because they get inflated numbers like this all the time. So I think Kramer pitches well. Goots' boots on ground. I think he gets one when nobody in the world believes.
A rare Goots W. Boots on ground, Goots on ground.
How about it, folks? I could see Nolan Ryan on bump today. Can't wait.
That Nolan Ryan comp, Goots?
Love it.
Nolan Ryan is crazy.
Absolutely love it.
Love it.
Dean Kramer's going to have a steak brand here soon.
Yeah. Dean's Meats.
Dean's Meats.
I'd buy one.
Dean's Meats is nuts.
All right. That's enough for me today.
Kosher, too. Kosher. Right? We don't need to go there, I guess. Okay. Look, D. Kramer squares up on Prize Picks. Looks like he might pitch okay, knock on woods. And George Kirby, much of the opposite. Not that that means everything, but it certainly helps when I'm capping these games. Would certainly like a little Orioles ML sprinkle here. I'm with you. I think it could be a rare O's W. Love the play, love the sell job.
Yep,
okay.
Sure.
Swinging around for me, Gootsy. Enough talking about Nolan Ryan on the bump and Dean's Meats. Let's talk about Jovan's Rays. Sure. I think they get 2 to start the series. -105. Looks like the A's have the pitching advantage here. My guy, Jacob Lopez, who, by the way, I've called out as being a Krabs guy for the last 2 months, and he's been fucking dialed. Overall, he's got that ERA down to a 3.59. Pretty solid lefty. Coming off a great start. No earned runs, 10 Ks. Doesn't count against my Nats. They can't hit a lefty to save their life. It's a fucking joke. People need to be held accountable. People need to be fired and cut off the team. They do. They do. That start doesn't count. But he is coming off of back-to-back-to-back Shugs Bagels. That's 3 straight games, 3, with 0 earned runs. 3 straight games, 0 earned runs. That's nuts. You don't see a triple bagel often on Prize Picks. Not in baseball. Basketball, sure. On the diamonds, for an earned run square, could count on one hand the amount I've seen this season. So I do like that more than there. I do think the Rays get to him. I think Baz pitches decent. He looked pretty solid against the Dodgers. And teams that strike out a lot typically tend to struggle a hair against Shane Baz. I think we could see that's the same scenario today with the A's here at home, swinging for the fences, striking out a ton. I like Baz's more than strikeouts. I like his more than fantasy score. I think he outpitches Lopez here. I'll take my chances with the Rays on the ML. I think they get 2 in a row, and they hand Jovan and Goots' future World Series champions another out.
Future World Series champions. Bangaliers might be the greatest catcher of all time by that point. People sleep.
He might
be goated.
Problem is they need 8 other guys that are like that.
I mean, you got a couple coming up, Krabs. You still got Flounder Nick Kurtz. You still got Lawrence Butler who will be there.
I can't wait to win this wager.
Yeah.
We got nothing on it, but I mean, just
let's put some money on it, boys.
I can't wait.
Bragging rights.
Just me and Jovan in Vegas, boots on ground.
I don't even know like how we would make a wager for that. Like, what would the odds be?
Yeah, because
here's the wager.
The odds are on our side.
Probably. Goots, if they make a World Series in the next 10 years, I will personally rent a car and DD you gentlemen.
Wow.
Out there in Vegas.
Wow.
To the World Series game.
Wow.
I will personally DD you. I won't drink. I won't go to the game either. I'll just be sitting out there in the parking lot. I'll buy the parking pass.
Okay.
I'll just be sitting there waiting for you guys. Have a time in there. Have a ball. Come out. I'll drive us home. Go to the hotel in Vegas.
All right.
I won't even go to the game.
Okay.
But if the A's don't win a World Series in the next 10 years, you guys have to lock in a Nats World Series future every year. It could be for $5. It could be for $10.
For the amount
it could be for $100 every year until they win again.
Okay.
Until you die.
Until they win again. Until
they win again or you die.
Again. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Wait, he's got the platter, man.
Are you in on that?
I'm in on that.
I'm in on that.
Yeah, I'm so in on that.
Yvonne, you're in on that deal?
Yeah.
I'm in on that.
Yep.
Okay. If the A's even make it to the fucking World Series, because that's got to be the scenario, because we're going to the fucking game.
Exactly.
If they even make it to the World Series.
If we go to the game, we're staying at the Aria, and you have to stay at Circus.
Dude, I'm not adding that stipulation in there. No fucking shot. I'm staying at
Unbelievable stipulation.
No fucking shot. No fucking shot.
There's going to be a new hotel called the Shea Bangaliers Resort that we're going to be staying at.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what they're going to rename the Aria to.
Yep, exactly.
If they even make it to a World Series, I will DD you guys. I'll drop you off. I'll pick you up. I'll take us back to the hotel. But if they don't, World Series future every fucking year until the Nats win or until you're 6 feet under. Deal?
Literally a lifetime bet.
Lifetime attitude.
Hold on.
I'm not going anywhere.
Hold on. There you go.
W Goods.
There you go.
W Goods. All right, boys. We got ourselves a deal here. No fucking shot. I'm staying at Circus. We're keeping that out of it. All right, swing it around. Jovan has one more ratchet team to talk about here. Look at this lineup of teams he's betting on today. Tigers. We got SBR's Quail Shit Tigers. Goots' Quail Shit O's. And to take us home, Rav's Ratchet Pirates. Let's hear the sell job here, Jovan. What do you got?
SBR, Goots, and Rav all got legacies online today. I mean, there's not really much I can say for this game, realistically, Krabs. Like, it's the Brewers who just win every single game against Skeens. So it's really just who you think is going to win out the most. There's no, like, significant matchup edge other than the fact that Skeens, I think, can just overpower them quite a bit. I don't think the strikeouts will be in large number compared to, I guess the Reds game wasn't a large number, but like the matchup was there certainly for him to get that, which is why probably for the only time all year, I think I've bet Skeens strikeouts. He was great in that game, and you were on that team total under in that game. I think he's going to pitch incredibly well today, and I think you alluded to it. If the Brewers offense, Skeens is always going to get respect, but if the Brewers offense was going to be, I guess, what everybody seems to think they'll be against Skeens today, you probably wouldn't see that total trickling back down to 6.5. And I think he's going to shove today. I think for the first time, the one thing the Brewers, I guess, have looked a little iffy against is some guys that have overpowering fastballs, especially when they're able to elevate it. They've been really good at attacking down in the zone, especially with breaking stuff too, but even with the fastballs. So Skeens can elevate the fastball. I think he's going to have a pretty good outing, which he begun to do towards the end of that Reds outing really, really well, which is a lot of the reason why he ended up getting those 8 Ks. So I do think he's going to pitch well today. Not a Freddie Peralta guy. I never really have been, but especially like now I'm trying to find these little pockets, and I've been really good at avoiding fading. He's been really good recently. But the Pirates, I love bad offenses that are also self-aware and very patient. That's exactly what a lot of this Pirates offense is. You also have O'Neal Cruz off of an off day. I assume he's going to be in the lineup today, which would be great if he runs into one. But the middle to bottom of that lineup is actually really, really patient, as much as they don't bring the numbers that'll shock you right now. So I do think there's a strong possibility that the offense looks somewhat decent today against Freddie Peralta and scratches a couple runs, and might be all they need, Krabs.
Yeah, first 6.5 total I've seen in weeks.
Yeah.
Weeks.
I haven't seen very many of those very often, and I'm surprised that it came now. Not that Skeens Peralta being 6.5 shocks you, but with the way the Brewers' offense has been for the past month now, I'm surprised it comes now.
Yeah. Tells me we get a really good start here from Skeens. Does that result in a Pirates win? I don't know. They fucking stink. But I love your sell job. I love where your head's at, and I do think Skeens shots.
Yeah, smart people would definitely take first 5 for the Pirates, but being the fact that I'm taking the Orioles and the Pirates, I just wanted to simplify it and say, at the very least, one of the streaks ends.
Yeah, you're probably going 1-1, and you're up coins because they're both.
Yeah, and last time I took the Pirates too. They were in that weird little bullpen game, so like smart things would be to take first 5, and what do you know? They came back in like the 7th inning and tied it or something, and then ended up walking it off. So if I'm taking the Pirates, I'm just going to take them to win the game.
I'd rather take first 5, but I understand taking the 2 nasty dogs, fading both streaks, and hoping you at least get one of them because they're both a plus chicken. I get that. I love that.
Yep.
All right, let's move. Let's groove. Let's talk about some prize pick squares. Unbelievable plays from you over there, Jovan, on your straight bets. I'm excited to tail some of those puppies. Nasty.
Sure.
Nasty. Speaking of nasty, fading J-Rod with boots on ground. I'm not expecting a ton of Mariners runs in this game. I think if anybody scores, it might be Diaz against Kirby, whose squares look a little bit suspect. But what other square looks suspect, or what other squares look suspect, would be J-Rod's. J-Rod squares look like he's going to be a Golden Sombrero candidate in this game. Potentially going 0 for 4, potentially 4 strikeouts. He's got a fantasy score up there that looks free. He's got a TBs up there that looks free, or at least he did before the show. And he's got this run square that's juicy to the under on the books after he scored a couple runs in the last couple games. I want to fade. Number 1, because I'm not seeing a ton of Mariners runs. Number 2, I'm not seeing J-Rod getting on base. And number 3, I think it's just one of the weirdest squares up, and it's the first square that pops up when you click the run category. So love leaning into weird little, angles like that. And also, who the fuck is taking this less than respectfully against the O's besides us? Nobody.
Yeah.
That's the exact spot you want to be in, folks. The exact spot you want to be in. I do like that Cal less than. That could be a decent stack. That could be a decent Stackenheimer. But every time I fade Cal, not every time, but a lot of the times I fade Cal. Last time we faded him, I actually did cash with the less than run. But before that, I was on a very cold streak fading Cal. I'm not in the business of fading Big Dumper a ton, but I could certainly be convinced today against Dean Kramer, who I think pitches pretty fucking good. So, Dean's meats. Invest now. Buy stock now. And
Dean's
then
meats.
Spencer Strider. Spencer Strider. He's been bad. I've been waiting very, very patiently. Very patiently. I've yelled at Jovan for betting the Braves. I've yelled at Jovan for betting on the shit team. He's probably pissing him up here selling the Braves and Spencer Strider, but it is what it is. We're here. And I've been waiting patiently, aka I'm giving myself one pass here because I think I found the right spot. Here. A couple different motivation factors. Number 1, the Braves are playing good. Number 2, I think the Mets, the Mets are playing like shit. Number 3, the Braves want to play spoiler a little bit here and maybe kick the Mets out of postseason contention. It's the only thing that means anything for the rest of their season right now because they're not making the playoffs themselves. Number 4, go look at that hits allowed square and tell me it's not fucking disgusting. It is putrid.
A little bit.
I can smell it through my laptop. Reeks. And I want to give me the less than hits allowed. Juicy to the under on the books. Minus 135 to the under on the books. After he's given up 1 million hits, give or take, in his last couple starts. Back Strider, back the Braves. He ain't giving up 5 hits. If he's fucking smart, he'll walk Soto, he'll go with the rest of the guys, and he'll have an absolute gem.
That would be a smart way to do it.
Very that's what I would do if I was him. Yep. All right, let's hear your sell jobs on your prize pick squares.
I am taking something against the Nats.
Hold on.
And Aaron Judge. You like this 2-piece, Krabs?
What did I do to you, bro? Was it because I took the Braves? That's what it
Maybe
is.
that's
Because I
it.
took the Braves. Yep.
That might be
Now
it.
you're spite fade my Nats and you're taking Aaron Judge. Bro, I can't even tail this.
It's fine, Krabs. That's fine.
I can't even tail it.
But let me tell you something. I guess start with Judge. Judge did have an RBI single last night on the one hit he had. But he looked fucking terrible every other AB.
You mean that ground ball?
Yeah, the ground ball that squeaked through. So you got an RBI. It's not like the square is super incredibly red. But if this were anybody else, Krabs, anybody else, with how bad he's looked at the plate, what would you think is going to happen?
Well, it's not everybody else. You can't just make up fake scenarios. But sure, if it was anybody else, I'd be more.
Any other
yes.
GOAT. Not talking if this was fucking Nate Lau.
Well, if you're reading the Twitch chat, I'm sorry to say. If you're not, I'll break it to you. It's gone.
GG's. Well,
that
really
might be a
doesn't
blessing
matter
in disguise.
all that. It really doesn't matter all that much because you know what's going to happen. That's still up there, Krabs.
What?
I guess you really don't need to take that either because it's pretty much the
No,
same
you
thing as
shouldn't.
fantasy score. But he's got a regular 2.5 HRR square up as well, Krabs.
Wow, does he now? Sure.
Yeah, he does. That's awfully red. And he's also got a 7.5 fantasy score up. So why don't we just go and take that? Because you know what he's going to do today, Krabs, after the whole team splooge yesterday except him? He's going to send one to Mars the day after you cash the goat whale.
Probably.
The day after you
Probably.
cash. Which, I mean, it
I
couldn't
wonder
be.
why it's off the board.
Yeah, I can take a look because I can tell you what, it was like minus 120 when I was looking earlier.
Yeah, take a peep for me, will you?
Just take a peep
for me. Please.
take a peep.
And while you take a peep, I will happily drop the 3-piece link that does not involve Aaron Judge.
Dude. It's chest.
Now I'm
It's chest. Yeah, fantasy score can go in there.
I'm not taking it. But I wish you the best of luck. No way Krabs isn't taking Judge after Jovan took his beloved Pepioid fade yesterday like a team player.
It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy.
Okay.
No, honestly, I don't want.
I hear you.
I don't need Krabs taking Judge. I don't need that. I'll be okay with it. But I don't know what's off board. They don't have odds in the green book for the Yankees hitters right now. I don't know why that is.
That is weird. Maybe some weird lineup news?
Yeah, maybe something odd's happening, but we'll see about that. But Judge is mucking. Great scenario there. Plus, it's a faux bullpen game, kind of. We'll see how long the starter ends up going for the Twins, but 4 innings is probably the max there, and you get a bullpen that has no pieces and has nothing to match up with them right now, as we saw yesterday. So I think Judge is mucking. Nick Lofton, super interesting, Krabs. He's not quite like Brandon Drury level, and you won't see that in the numbers because there's not a huge discrepancy. But as of late, he's like in there to be their lefty guy. He has been mashing lefties lately, absolutely mashing. And again, like you won't see all of them in the numbers, but if you look at what he's done against, especially like the lower strikeout pitchers, which he faced like Crochet and struck out a couple of times, and they haven't faced too many lefties as of late. But against the low strikeout pitchers, he is hitting the ball hard as shit. So when I see Mitchell Parker, who throws a bunch of fastballs and cannot keep the ball on the ground to save his life against a guy who pulls fastballs in the air like almost no other hitter in the Royals lineup, if you look at all the numbers, especially against lefties, I see a potential Turk loading for somebody at the bottom of the Royals lineup. Now, he does have a little bit of pinch hit risk, which sucks, even though I think he's getting it off of Parker anyway. But when you look at the Nationals, pitch yesterday, Krabs, for the Nats, or I guess I should say who's probably available for the Nats today out of the bullpen first. I'm going to take a wild guess and say Fair.
Well, Fair is our new closer.
So. I know. There's going to be a couple different guys because Ribalta, Ogasara pitched yesterday. Beater pitched 2 days in a row. Rutledge pitched yesterday, had 20 pitches. Cole Henry pitched 2 days in a row before that. Don't know if he's going to be available, but the only guys who I'm seeing that would be available are Fair, Pilkington, and Poulin. Pilkington's also a lefty. So the pinch hit risk is probably as low as you're going to ever get it for him. Not that I think it'll matter because I think he's taking Mitchell Parker to Mars, but for the context of the square, I think it'll be pretty important that this is like one of the few days you can feel somewhat good about that, I think. But again, perfect matchup, and I'm so in.
I'll be honest. I don't even know that last guy you named who's available in the bullpen today. I've never heard of that guy in my life.
I hadn't either until I looked at it, to be honest with you.
Vladimir Putin?
Poulin.
Poulin.
PJ
Zion Poulin?
Zion Poulin.
Holy shit. I don't know who that is. Wow. Okay. We got Coach Pickle asking the important questions here on the YouTube. What's up, Coach Pick? Says, sorry, long-time listener, but first time tuning in a while, so may have missed it. But are you guys getting a fantasy football pods from us? You guys were goated last year. The pod helped me crush my leagues. First off, Coach Pick, kind of soft. You have not been tuning in, but appreciate you getting back involved. It's never too late to get back involved and join the show. We will do a fantasy football pod probably middle of next week.
Yeah.
Probably middle of next week. I'm starting to do some research. I'm getting in the lab with NFL and college this week and last week. And we're probably going to do a fantasy football pods next week. The fantasy football pod we did last year was probably our best work. Knock on wood.
That was
probably our
pretty
best
good
work.
We'll say.
It's something you tell your grandkids about. It's something that people have been DMing me about now. They still remember it. It's something that people come in here in the chat every couple of days and they bring up. That's how you know you did a good job, right? That's how you know you fucking locked in, you dug the feed in, and you provided some fucking good, realistic takes that ended up panning out. Maybe not even realistic, but some takes that panned out. They did. We killed it last year. Let's run it back. It was insane. I won a couple leagues. It was awesome. I hope you guys did too. I won the Bookit League because all those guys I said to draft, I drafted them. I look like a fucking idiot. I got made fun of. Next thing you know, I'm winning my league. Crazy how that works. Coach Pick, W self-awareness. W self-awareness in the YouTube. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. W prize picks talk. Jovan, do you want me to tail Aaron Judge today? I'll do it if you want to. I don't want you getting butthurt because you took Pep Buell yesterday and that was cake. I will tail it if you want.
I won't get butthurt if you leave it out, Krabs. I won't.
Be honest, would you prefer it if I don't tail it?
Yeah. Honestly, I would. I would.
Okay. I appreciate the honesty. All right. I'm going to leave that out then. I did drop the link, I believe, to the 3-man, and I will do it again in the Twitch chat. There it is. Boom. Krabs will chalk it probably. If I click that button for Aaron Judge, no good can come from it. Actually, it would be good because I'll probably have a fucking goose egg.
Yeah, good for you. Not good for...
Bad for the lineup. I'll be a team. My way of being a team player here is actually not taking him today.
Yeah,
so you guys are welcome.
Actually, W team player move.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. Let's sprint over to Pickett Pro really quick. I want to look at a couple more of these games. Jovan, do they have the juice baseballs down there in Houston? It certainly looked like it last night.
Yeah, they just might. They just might.
It looked like those baseballs were filled with cork. Straight up.
Using shaved bats, man.
Crochet was giving up turkeys for the first time in months. Can't make it up as I literally just got his card. Yeah, it was just a Turk fest. It was a Turk fest. I wanted to get cute today and back the first 5 under in this game. It's certainly crabby, but I legitimately think for this big series down there that they got some juice baseballs signed, sealed, delivered, handcrafted from Mr. Manfred himself. I do.
Yeah.
I do. It's about that time of year, folks. Football's around the corner. Baseball's trying to stay relevant. Those juice baseballs, they're coming out to play. They are. And they're here down in Houston, I believe. I'm staying away from that under. Jovan, do you have any plays or takes? God, look at all those bets on the over, though. Fuck. Any thoughts on Red Sox versus Stros?
Yeah, I think like kind of with you. I'm scared to take the over or take the under, even though everything screams it. I just think we get a bounce back outing from probably one of these guys. I just don't know if we get both.
Yeah. I lean Aaron Getty to actually have a bounce back start. I know we were giving Goots and Aaron Getty a lot of shit last week, but looking at that prize pick square that's up there, and I know the data's from a lot of it's from earlier this year or last year. I get it. But again, if you fade green charts, you're making coins 6+ times out of 10. He's got back-to-back 5 pieces, back-to-back 5 guys in his last 2 on that chart. I'm kind of leaning towards him going out there and shoving today. And maybe it's, the Astros getting another win here, handing the Red Sox another loss, another heartbreaker. What do you think?
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay. Any other games you guys are excited about for tonight, besides the ones we've talked about already? Any games you're juiced up for? Any games you're bricked up for? Your Phillies and Reds game here? You want to talk
Not
about
quite
that one?
juiced up for that. I'll be honest.
Okay.
But
I mean, yeah, it's hard to get juiced up when Suarez is on the other side.
yeah, I do have a weird feeling. He doesn't have any regular squares up other than a single, but about Brian Hayes today. Kind of wanted to take him. I guess maybe he'll have a fantasy up eventually. He usually does. He doesn't today, but I think he might get involved. It's like the one Reds hitter I weirdly feel somewhat confident about today.
Okay. You heard it here first, folks. Brian Hayes going nuclear today. Getting involved on the offense. I like that first 5 under. That was an honorable mention play for me on the Sharp Report in the Phillies and the Reds game. I think we got a low-scoring game early, but we did see that yesterday, so I was not sprinting to the books to lock that in, although I do like that play. I think it could be a little snooze fest early on, and then once the bullpens get involved, maybe the offenses open up a little bit. But I'm seeing a first 5 under in the Phillies and the Reds game.
Yep. With that.
Right? Talk about how the Angels just own the Dodgers this year. When are we going to talk about the Dodgers just not looking good?
Not great.
They just are not passing the eye test for me this season, man. It's something looks off. All their pitchers are getting hurt. Their bullpen is still, half these guys are still in the IL, and I got a bunch of fossils in that, pitching rotation. What is up with this Dodgers team? Something smells fishy. Something looks off. I don't get it. And the Angels are still hanging around. I don't know why. They probably should be tanking, but something's off with this Dodgers team. I'm getting terrible vibes for the Dodgers as we approach the postseason here in a couple weeks. Terrible vibes.
Yeah. With that said,
they're going to make it, obviously, but I don't know if they have the juice to run it back.
Today might be their get back on the Angels.
Okay.
I like Medeiros.
Yeah.
Probably a little biased in that because I had friends playing with him, but it's a long bullpen game for the Angels. Medeiros is probably not going to go more than like 4, maybe 5. He's super efficient. I don't think his leash is going to be that long, but I think he's probably prone to giving up a couple shots of hard contact. I was looking at Teoscar, really looking at me funny too, but I think there's a couple guys that could do it. I wouldn't be shocked if, regardless of what Sheehan and the bullpen do for them, I wouldn't be shocked if the Dodgers offense looks so much better than yesterday.
Okay. So at the least, maybe we get some runs with all that Shohei talk going on. I don't really know how to target him. I thought about maybe fading him with all this weird stuff going on about him and this weird real estate scam or whatever, but that guy's red hot at the dish. I don't really want to fade him. All right. Maybe some runs in that game, or the Dodgers getting their lick back. They are up to minus 190 with Sheen on the bump. So, yeah, they probably win. And I could see that game going over. Totals at 10. Okay. All right. Jovan, it's about that time. You ready to cash and craft up a squad ride for today?
Yep.
Goots, do me a favor. If you're around, if you're local, run that shit. I'm trying to see that train. Braves ML.
Wow. And
Foot down.
Foot down on the Braves.
Foot down, Braves ML.
Wow.
Which of your plays is not your favorite, but which of your plays is turning green?
Turning green. I mean, the Tigers, I feel like, is turning green. That's easily the least nasty of all the plays, of course. But
I don't care about the nasty meter.
Yeah.
And how much it's nasty. I care about it being a winner.
Can we put a Judge RBI ladder in the squad red?
Cool. Can we do a quality over quantity poll today and go 2 plays, 2 winners?
I could be in on that.
You sure?
Unless we have Goots foot down with boots on ground.
Okay.
No foot down.
Really soft.
Goots is low-key an Orioles hater these days.
No. Willie McKeever killed my soul, or however you say his goddamn name.
Okay.
Trent's guy.
I hate that guy.
Okay.
Trent's
Let's go 2 plays, 2 winners. And let's do a 2-minute poll. 2 plays, 2 winners. Hurry up. Go, go, go. Get involved. Quality over quantity today on an interesting MLB Tuesday slate. Not
Really
my
weird
favorite slate. Might be a good thing. Usually the more I like the slate, the more cake that comes from it. Usually on days like today when I bitch about the slate, it goes pretty well, knock on wood. So maybe that's a good thing.
I kind of want to ride with Krabs and the Braves.
Wow. You're just obsessed with taking the Braves. I'll say it.
No, I'm really not, because I've kind of told myself I'm done after the past, I don't know, game or two where they didn't come through. But I don't know, when you put your foot down and the shoe goes on the other foot, it gets me fired up, and I'm kind of in.
Braves are winning today.
This is their last stand.
They're looking good right now. Nobody's talking about it, and the Mets look
Yeah,
like
they
shit.
have started
8
playing
straight.
better, which helps
Yeah.
certainly.
Yeah. Come on. They're showing some heart. They're showing some signs of life. They're rallying. They've won 4 or 5. The Mets right now are reeling. Besides Soto, their offense looks like they have blindfolds on. Fade the Mets. Until they show signs of life, fade the Mets. Back the Braves at plus chicken. Spencer Strider at plus chicken. How often do you get that? Well, the way the Braves have been playing
Pretty
this year, you're going to see
often,
more. But
Yeah.
how often before this year do you see that? Not very often.
Wait,
Not very often.
Grimace night.
What do you mean it's Grimace night?
Somebody said Grimace night in chat.
Are they bringing Grimace back to Citi Field?
No way, it's Grimace night.
Well, Grimace might be washed, and I'll tell you who's actually washed is Clay Holmes. Clay Holmes.
Grimace might be washed. Is just
Grimace might be washed. He had his time
absurd
last year in the
comment from you.
spotlights. He had his time. Last year was his year as the Braves win the squad ride by 1 vote. Wow.
Wow, by one.
Wow. People trusting in Krabs. Okay.
By nuck hair.
Fading the Mets. Fading the Mets on Grimace night. And we got grimaces. Grimaces have now appeared in the Twitch chat. How is that even possible? Okay. Side note: Clay Holmes is fucking washed, and they have put too many miles on that arm, and it shows.
Yeah.
It shows. The Braves have a chance to score today. It's not just going to be Strider. Okay. Fuck Grimace and fuck the Mets. We cashed it on the Braves.
Here we go.
Come on. Let's get a W here. I will. I see your fucking message. I'm going to lock it in at an actual good line on the books and not make a weird bet with somebody I don't know. But I appreciate your tenacity, I will. I appreciate your heart. All right? Stick around for the Surge stream. It's starting up right now. Do me a favor, guys. Pitch Trent a winner for today. Lord knows he needs it. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Might be a fat break in the future here for Trent. We did get 1,000 subbies.